What is up, real men and women, and welcome back to old Father Thames. Yes, we are here on session number 4, and today already it's proving to be a big old challenge. So far I've had dogs to contend with and a massive amount of boat traffic, but I am kind of feeling a little bit confident because one of you guys have suggested the very spot that we are in today, and I'm fishing exactly where they told me, and exactly the same tactics as well. Although he has pointed out that there's 3 decent spots here with a good possibility of carp or barbel, but at the moment, with the sun being blazing out again and the boat traffic being super heavy, I just can't get 2 carp rods out there at the moment. So for now, I'm sticking with the one, and I'm fishing it in what looks to be the most promising swim out the 3 that was suggested. And the tactics that I'm using on that, I've quite simply walked right over to the other side of the bank and I've thrown down about 1 kilo of hemp, pellet and Scopex boilie, and over the top of that I'm fishing a 15mm wafter of Scopex and cream and a 15mm halibut pellet. And of course, to try and save us if any blanks to occur, I've got the trusty old feeder rod out on some maggots, so fingers crossed we're going to knock a few species out the Thames. Now, some of you may already know that I've left the river alone for a couple of weeks, for the simple reason is for the whole season so far we have had 0 rain, and I knew that there was a storm coming along, so I was waiting to hope that we'd have a decent downpour of rain to get a bit of colour and a little bit more flow in the river. Now, a lot of people say that flow ain't great for carp, but at the end of the day this is a river and carp adapt very well. And not to mention the fact that if you do have a gin clear river, and especially one that's so busy like the Thames, it's an ideal time really to fish it when there's a bit of colour and flow, because the fish feel a little bit more confident. But unfortunately, although we did have a little bit of rain, it was exactly that, just a little bit of rain. The river is still gin clear, so it's going to be a challenge, but we know that anyway. All I can do is hope that eventually persistence will pay off. Now, as for the feeder rod, same story really. So far I've been fishing on the feeder rod for about 45 minutes, just casting it in and out, trying to build up the swim with maggots, and so far not even so much as a twitch, which is quite surprising because this is quite a shallow swim here and it does fall off really slowly. And again, the same story as last time, there's a lot of small fry real close to the margins, and you can see that they're panicked by perch every now and then because they're literally almost beaching themselves to get away from them. But for whatever reason, I'm just not having any luck whatsoever today. But like I've said so many times, this is fishing. And who knows, in the next 10 minutes, I could be sitting here with my personal best carp of a mid-30, 40, or even possible a 50. And using a big halibut pellet as a hook bait is even a slight chance of picking up a catfish. To be honest with you, I've probably got more chance of finding a treasure chest full of gold. But fingers crossed, now the sun is beginning to die down, got a little bit of wind coming, it's definitely feeling a little bit cooler, and I'll tell you what, I haven't seen a boat now for about 15 minutes, so all the signs are starting to look good.
There are times I believe I can change and be the man just for you, like a flash of the future I see our sons and daughters too. No tomorrow, spin your sorrow, let the games begin. Reach out of your bed, come out ahead, don't dwell within.
Okay. Well, it has been a long old day today, and I'll tell you, Father Thames is beating me with his stick today. That has probably got to be the smallest chub I've ever caught in my life. These guys can grow up to nearly 8 pounds. Well, in fact, over 8 pounds. Honestly, that was the first bite I've had all day long. It's been another really hot, muggy day again, and I'll be honest with you, the river really stinks today, which is something that isn't coming across to you guys. It's got a real horrible sewage smell, as he says, while he's just been washing his hands in it. But I don't know if they've opened any gates anywhere or anything because of the low levels of the water. I know one thing's for sure, something has got to change. I mean, even carp aside, I've had no big chub, no bream, I've had no barbel, no nothing really that's significant. I don't want to keep coming out of excuses, but with the massive heat wave that we've had in the UK so far this year, I think that really has had a massive effect on the way that the rivers are fishing at the moment. But I mean, I'm going to carry on in a minute now and get the feeder rod back out there. Maybe with a little bit of luck, we're knocking to a slightly bigger chub than that. Let's get on with it. Well, that's a little bit better than that tiny little chub that we had. Another old perchy perch. Had this one on the maggots on the feeder. Not very far out at all. It was nice to feel something pull back. Nothing on the carp rods, but I do love a little green stripy perch. This guy isn't quite as big as the last one we had, but like I keep saying, I do love a perch. Let's chuck this guy back and see if we can grab something else. I'm going to call this the last fish. It's starting to get a little bit too dark to film at the moment, and it's a completely different species again. Nice little roach. So today we've had a chub, a perch and a roach. It's not all bad really, is it, at the end of the day? The River Thames is all about fish like this. So till next time guys, tight lines, heavy nets, and I will see you later.